thread, but the key is to not leave your thread back here where you ended it. Bring it back to the middle of the shank. All right, now what I'll do is I'm going to take these rubber legs, just grab and make a loop from the thumb and forefinger like this to the back of the forefinger and the middle finger. Just create the loop, drop it down here, and run it right up against the thread. Once it's there, I can cross over, and I got this stuff. Right? Then, once I got it, I'll bring it down parallel and below the shank and wrap. You can let go if you want. Just hold them back, hold them down below the shank, because they're going to be on the bottom. You don't want them coming out of the top. All right, so they're going down. Stop there. I'm going to take this stuff. And I just got to cut a little bit off here, just the tuft of it, maybe about a ½ inch long or less. And I tie that right above. Make a couple wraps just beside it. All right, that's not going out too far. There. See how far it is? It's just, all they're going to be is the mouth parts. And it's going to help stop any kind of gap I'm going to have from the carapace to the hook shank. So this is going to fill in there, so it's going to be more solid. All right? Then I'll just wrap that down. Leave it on, because it helps create somewhat of a taper that you need there. Wrap back a little bit, wrap forward. Now the best thing to do for the eyes is monofilament. You cut a length about like this. And if I'm making multiple ones, I'll use this up. I'm going up, and I turn the thing flat. Ball it up, let it kind of catch on fire. And that's it. Again, up. Fluorocarbon doesn't do that very well. I mean, fluorocarbon doesn't go round, it goes kind of flat. All right? But the key is this goes flat, this goes straight up, so that the ball, when it catches it, falls straight down the mono. Make sure you don't handle it until they're dry, because you'll think it wants to burrow through your skin if you get it too soon. All right. And then I line them up the same. All right, here with that. Okay. Line these up. Now they're both exactly the same length. Okay, one in my mouth. And one goes here. See, it's at the bend slightly back. It's just slightly. And one on the other side. Okay. Put this down. If you wanted to refine this, you can have the tools where you can smash down the mono a little bit, flatten it down. So right now, when that stuff comes off the mono, the thread, it goes in like that to the shank. Well, if you flatten down the end of the mono, it just is a smoother taper. But you hide that with the carapace anyway. All right, so the eyes are in there. That's all pretty simple. You did the legs, did the mouth parts, now the eyes. And then I'll just take one feather, and I don't want the webby ones. If you take the short ones like this, will be just fine. Take the long ones, there's plenty, but stay far out here. Don't get into some of that web. And that goes, bring the thread back up. You can smooth out all these little drops with thread. You know, all that kind of clean stuff you can do on your own. And I just wrap it. It doesn't matter which direction that the hackles go, but when I put it on, I open spiral it. The first couple wraps go close, and then I'll just open it up. And remember what we saw in that video, how there really wasn't a whole lot. Not like this. See, this was too much. Okay? Hold it tight. Okay. Now you're all the way back to the eye of the hook. They're just sloppy is good, okay? Cut the top. And all we need is a carapace, and we're going to hit this, we'll put the stuff on it. So it's really very, very, very simple. Now, this is one of the keys. This is as important now at this point here as it was to start the first tie in the middle of the shank with the thread. Right? Coming right behind the eye of the hook, almost on top of each wrap. I'm not going to start moving that wrap towards the bend of the hook, because then what happens, you really flatten this down as you're wrapping further down the hook shank, and then it comes up all of a sudden. It doesn't. You need a very nice sloping angle like this. You don't need to travel down the shank and then have to go up. It doesn't give you that natural taper from the eye of the hook to the forward part of the snout. See just how much of this stuff you want. Too thin, it's going to be hard to do much with it. So you want a good, decent enough, but too heavy is not good either. So it's one of those things, the more you tie, the more you'll feel good with it. Now when I tie it on, make sure that it's long, because you need to manipulate this and you need a handle on it. We'll cut that off after everything gets hard on it. So here, I can measure it up a little bit. Like that. Right there, the thread is in its position, right behind the eye of the hook. Straight on. 1, 2, 3, boom. There it is, that's it. You don't need any more. I mean, you could pull that right out of there. But we're going to put stuff on top, so we're not worried about making that really secure. It's good enough to handle. And then when I wrap, make sure they wrap, stay close. If anywhere, I want to go more towards the eye of the hook. It's done. Okay, here we go. The first thing I'll do is when I work with this, I'll lift this up and put a bead right underneath here. I do that with epoxy too. And then right here we go, same old thing. But I only bring it back so far.
Not even with the eyes?
Yeah, just about. And try to stay, when you go further back, try to stay more towards the top and not put too much inside it. Lighting is getting bad for me. I really don't see it that well.
Here, let me give you a help here.
All right, that should do it. Again, just like before, I'll put a little bit more on. And see that separation in there? You don't want that. So the way I would, even with epoxy, I would handle it would come in from inside, and I would bring that down. And I can grab the lower fibers, and make sure that that fills that gap, that doesn't allow it to maintain itself. And just, I pulse it back and forth like this, do different things to see what kind of effect I get. Okay. So that might have been about 60 seconds all total right through that part. Done. That's it. The only thing I'll do is after that alcohol dries, I'll take a black magic marker and dot those eyes a little sharper. You know what I mean? They stand right out. And that's it.